Watson and I am Universal Soldier. Now, Battlefield Hardline, updated classes. Now, we're going to start with, I guess we can start with Enforcer, which is my favorite. The M10 110K5. Although I don't have some of the attachments, I know it's going to be best for the gun from experience. So I would probably go with hollow. Now you really can't do anything with accessories, but I don't know, laser sight might help. And it's really a give and take. I would probably go with accuracy, although the gun's pretty accurate. Depending on the map, maybe a little bit more control. Let's go to my favorite, one of my favorite guns. Now, obviously, the SCAR is definitely one of my favorite guns, and this already has everything set up. So, hollows for the SCAR, stock. Now, I'll either switch between muzzle compensator or heavy barrel. It really depends on the map and maneuverability. Sometimes I like the compensator. Every once in a while, I like the hard barrel, but I really prefer the silencer because I like to stay silent. That way I can get more kills, I can flank around, and I can get tons of kills with the silencer. Because you have a heavy barrel, sometimes people will hear the gun go off and they're like, oh, somebody's in the vicinity. So it's a choice between either the compensator, heavy barrel, or suppressor. It really depends. I choose most of the time the angled grip because I do like more control over the weapon, but then sometimes I will choose accuracy. But right now I have angled grip. So for the next weapon, another one of my favorite weapons, the SA58 OSW, and it already has everything I like, basically. Hollow, graphic for the optic, accessories. I like the laser sight mostly. Every once in a while I'll use the AP tracer rounds because, you know, it adds an armor piercing, but it's highly visible tracer for every shot. So if you're shooting, there's a chance an enemy can see it because obviously, you know, it has a tracer and people will be able to identify it. Now for the HK51, sometimes I will not rock a holographic sight. Sometimes I'll just rock standard. If it's a real close quarters map, I will rock no holographic sight because it seems like when you put a hollow on this gun, it kind of changes the way you aim, which it should, but since the gun is so small and compact like a SMG, I found out sometimes when smaller maps it's better to not have a holographic, but it really depends on the person. Stock, of course, you need that stock because like it has no control basically. Compensator is good because when it comes to compensator and heavy barrel, now of course I won't have the range, but the heavy barrel decreases your maneuverability, especially when you're rushing. Sometimes that might not be best. I would not use a silencer for this weapon because I have used it and it's just horrible with this weapon because it doesn't have good range already, and well, it does have good range, but it really takes away from the range from the HK51, and I just don't prefer to use a silencer with this gun. So when I use this gun, I will not use a silencer, period. The grip, it really depends. I'd probably go with control because this gun really kicks up a lot. Now, let's see. Now with the RO933 assault rifle, you really can't do anything with these rifles other than add optics and a little bit of an accessory, but there's not much you can really do. You might as well go with the laser sight to get that extra control. Now remember, with the RO933, it automatically comes with the silencer, so you can't add a long barrel or anything. I would probably go with accuracy. It's already got good control, then you just want to be even more accurate. So optics, stubby grip, and laser sight. Let's see. Now I don't have some of the guns, but with most guns you want the optics, the holographic optic. And with most accessories, if you can get the stock, you should go with the stock. Grip really depends on the accuracy and control. Now if the gun has decent accuracy but it doesn't have a lot of control, you would want more control, because when you're firing and the gun starts rising, especially if it's an automatic and you're firing, that's going to take away from your accuracy because you can't control the gun. So you will want more accuracy in the case of if the gun doesn't have a lot of control. You will want more control. Sorry guys. Alright, moving on. Let's move on. Now we're going to go to operator. Now, the ARM, one of my favorite guns, the AKM. I don't even know why this is not the AKM. Must be a little glitch. Now, this is definitely one of my favorite guns, the AK-74U. Like I said, most guns have the holographic sight. Holographic is just great. It's compact. You don't have to aim in as much because, you know, it's a holographic sight. It's perfect for rushing, and it offers a decent aim in even at medium to long range. Now, sometimes I will go with the extended mag, but you got to realize when you go with the extended mag, it's going to be a small delay when it comes to reloading. So say if it takes 0.5 seconds to reload, right? That's without the extended mag. It may take a second or 1.5 seconds to reload. That can make all the difference, depending upon your situation. So I wanted more control, and the laser sight gave me maximum control with maximum accuracy. Now it really depends. Like I said, sometimes the compensator is better than to have the heavy barrel, or sometimes the suppressor. It really depends on the map. It really depends on the person. So you have to know when to choose what for what type of situation. But since it has high accuracy and high control, I like to keep it that way. Like I said, it really depends, but for this gun, I like the high accuracy and high control. It already has a good fire rate, or decent fire rate, 735. So if you think about it, I think probably the best decision might go with extended mag, especially if you're rushing a lot and you're taking down a lot of enemies. It has decent control, decent accuracy, well, above average, very good accuracy and control. So I would go with the extended mag. Moving to the Acw-R. I used to use this gun, but I don't really use it anymore because it just doesn't have the damage that I like. But I would go with hollow. Go ahead and purchase it. Let me see the fire rate. The fire rate is like 800. So I would go with either extended mag. It already has good accuracy, so there's really no need. Extended. Now, the heavy barrel adds slightly more accuracy, but the compensator will give you more control. Now, since the gun already has a high rate of fire, and it has decent control, I think the best thing to do would add heavy barrel and give it more accuracy to try to even the gun out. Alright, moving on. The AKM, probably one of my favorite guns. Now, obviously, I have holographic sight for like basically every gun because holographic sight is really good. I would probably either go with extended mag, laser sight. I don't really use AP tracer rounds a lot. Either extended mag or laser sight. So I'm gonna go ahead and choose one. We're gonna go with that extended mag. Now, there's a lot of options. You can use a compensator, which is pretty good because it increases your range and accuracy, and it does the same thing with heavy barrel. But you also got to remember, when you attach that heavy barrel, that you're going to have a decrease in maneuverability and a slight decrease in recoil. So it's give and take. It really depends upon the person. But I like using the silencer because the gun has decent damage, it has a decent fire rate, which is 600, and it really depends upon the person. Now me, my ratio was like a 2.0. Right now it's fallen to a 1.83 because I had a controller issue and my controller kept rising, but I got it to a 2.0 by using basically suppressors, flanking around, and picking people off. Now when you got a heavy barrel, sometimes it's not easy to pick people off because they're going to hear the gun going off. And when you're around the vicinity, people keep dying and, well, you keep killing people, they're going to know, okay, somebody's over here. And especially if he has a heavy barrel, they're going to hear the gunfire. They might even see it on the map. So sometimes it's best to use a silencer. It really depends upon the person. It really depends upon the situation. Now, I would probably go with the angled grip. Even though I had stubby, I probably wanted more accuracy at the time. But angle grip will even out the accuracy and control, so it'll be damn near even. Moving on. Let's see the M416. Very good gun. It has great accuracy, great range, great control, and that's with heavy barrel. So with the silencer, it's still pretty good. Look at that accuracy. Look at that control. Range takes a little dip, but it's still pretty good. And the rate of fire is 850. So it really depends upon the person. I think the best guns in this class, if you don't have none of the stuff unlocked, is definitely the AK-74U, the AKM, the M416. I love the ARM. Now, of course, it has 50 bullets in the clip, so you can take down a lot of people with 50 bullets in the clip. You can go with that laser sight to give you that extra control. It really depends upon what you want when it comes to the muzzle. I like the silencer because, like, again, I like to pick people off, and I like to stay undetected and pick as much people off while staying undetected. That's how I rack up a lot of kills. Heavy barrel is great with it though, but remember, it's going to decrease your maneuverability. So with the heavy barrel, you get great accuracy, great range, and it's just a good gun. Now, it doesn't have the high fire rate that other guns may have. Damn, I thought I had a gold. Almost. But remember, it's got 50 bullets in the clip. The accuracy is very good. The control is very good. You can barely feel any recoil. So it's still a good gun. Now the Famas, I've been trying to work on the Famas, but the Famas is kind of difficult. And I'm saying that because, number one, it doesn't have a lot of bullets in the clip, so you would want to go with extended magazine. It needs that extended magazine. It has a fire rate of 850, so in a sense, if you had more bullets, it might be a better gun, because any gun that has a high fire rate, the bullet's going to reach the target quicker, and so in theory, you should be able to take them down quick. It's like with the M416 that has a high fire rate, or with the M16, it has a high fire rate, so you take people down very quick. So this one has a fire rate of 850, which is pretty damn good. Almost the fire rate of a submachine gun. I would go with extended mag. Let's see. Heavy barrel is decent with it. Suppressor, it really doesn't have a lot of damage, so I probably wouldn't rock a suppressor with it. So I'd probably rock either heavy barrel or compensator. With the grip, I might go with control to try to even the accuracy and control out. Because what's the point of having high accuracy if you don't have high control? It's going to be hard to control the gun, so you might as well try to just even the accuracy and control out. Moving on. Now with the R093, like I said before, holographics is always the way to go. You don't really have a lot of options when it comes to the secondary accessory. Might as well go with laser sight. And the grip, since it has decent control, you might as well go with accuracy, because you're going to get more bang for your buck. Because look at the increase with the control and look at the increase with accuracy. So you might as well go with accuracy. Moving on. Now, I really haven't used this gun. The rate of fire is 650. I'll go ahead and purchase it. I would always go with holographics. That laser sight would help, but I think it already has 30 in the clip. Let's see. Definitely go with the compensator. The compensator gives it huge amounts of control, and then you can even out the accuracy. So stubby grip and the compensator. Now, why go with the compensator? Because with the heavy barrel, obviously you're going to get that decrease in maneuverability, and when you're rushing, you want to be as quick as possible. You want to turn around as fast as possible. You never know where enemies are. Somebody might be behind you. So compensator with the stubby grip and holographic sight and the accessory laser. Because with this weapon, you want a lot of control, but remember, when you have a laser sight, it doesn't necessarily give you good control at long range. It's only for short range. Always remember that. Now the M1A1, you really can't do anything with it, but might as well go ahead and cover it. Get that extended mag, that drum magazine, and all you can really do is get stubby grip. Moving on. I'm not really a big fan of submachine guns because they require you to be close to your enemy, and when you're your enemy, you have a high chance of getting killed, making yourself in a situation where you have to be close to your enemy. They don't have particularly high range, and with my playing style, I pull off and keep moving instead of expose myself to enemies at close range. But moving on, the M55D. Never really tried it, but I'm definitely going to give it a try. Stats aren't half too bad. Obviously, holographics is the way I would go. Let me see how many bullets it has in the clip. 30. When you add that extended mag, you're going to increase your reload. So your reload time right now without it could be 0.5 hundredths of a second, right? Or half a second. It may increase it by a second or more. So always remember that. With the grip, I'd go with accuracy to try to even out. I like to try to even out the stats because the gun will be more well-rounded instead of having higher control than accuracy. You always want to try to even out accuracy and control. And that makes it balances the gun more. So that's why I try to even out the stats. Moving on anyway. I really haven't got a lot of experience with the M110K because I just unlocked it, but holographic is what I'm going to be going with. You need that control, especially at close range. It's always good to have it. So grip. Now since you increase the control a lot, I would understand going for the accuracy, because look, with the angled grip you get a little bit of control, and with the accuracy you get a little bit than you would grip. But like I said, even out the stats, but really no point in evening out the stats because the control is so low. So might as well go with the accuracy. Moving on. Now with the 1887, the shotgun, it's a decent shotgun, although it has an extremely fire. It's really fun to use. I don't know why. It's just really fun. Wow, sawed off gives you hella control. That would be the way to go too, the sawed off. Sawed off with short barrel. I'd take that accuracy dip, so off with short barrel. Moving on, I don't really mess with sniper rifles because I'm a straight rusher, a running gun. That's how I like to do big kills. So that's what I like. Moving on to, I think I already did Enforcer. I'm not really big on mechanic. I've used it a little bit. I'm not on it, but we might as well breeze. Let's see what we got here. Now with the P90, obviously it has a high rate of, which is very 900, but damage is low, accuracy is low, and low. But what I have here is perfect for it. You have the for holographic is the optic, laser sight, and either suppressor. I like the suppressor because obviously I like to pick people off and keep it moving. I don't like people hearing my bullets, because if they hear your bullets and they see people dying in the area, or say you kill somebody in that area, they already know you're there, right? So you want to be as stealthy as possible and rack up as much kills as possible. But the heavy barrel is good with any weapon, but remember, you're always going to have that decrease in maneuverability, so you need to know when to use the heavy barrel and when to not to use the heavy barrel. Look at it like this. Will get kills with the heavy barrel, and if I need an edge, if I need something to help boost my kills, I will move the suppressor, and I'll start flanking around. I'll start putting pressure on them, picking people off here, there, pick people off, somebody off on the left. I might move off right and pick people off and keep them. That's how I use the suppressor. The Scorpion. Look at that rate of fire. Incredible rate of fire. Might as well buy it. Now, obviously, I'll go with that hollow, because it's just going with the hollow. It's good, it's accurate, and I have to aim in very quick. If you ever notice, if you try different optic attachment, see how you can aim in. Holographic is better than the red. Feels more, and it's good at close, medium, and long range. So, I think might as well laser sight, and compensator is just beautiful. Or you can go with that compensator. That compensator is just beautiful. Look at that. Straight to the top. So compensator, I will go with a compensator instead of heavy barrel. Why? Obviously the heavy barrel is going to decrease that maneuverability, and with the submachine gun, you want to maneuver as fast as possible. You want to be as quick as possible. So compensator will be the way to go. Look at that increase. It's a good increase, and plus since the gun has a high rate of fire, 1100 plus, the compensator, because you want to reduce the vertical, and since the gun is firing so fast, you want to reduce that as much as possible. The UMP, I used to love this gun, but I never really used it here, but I used to love it in like Rainbow Six and Rainbow Six. I used to love this gun. Very good gun. But these are two completely different games. So now for a submachine gun, it doesn't have a high rate of fire. It has basically the fire of an assault rifle. But you get more damage. The accuracy, I'm definitely gonna buy it. Let me look at the 30 in the clip. It's not bad, because in Rainbow Six it only had 25. So I would go with the holographic. Might as well put that laser sight on there. Look at that compensator. Now either it would probably be compensator. It really wouldn't need a compensator because it already has good control and it doesn't have a high fire rate. But you could put it on anyway. Heavy barrel obviously is good, but remember, you're gonna have that decrease in maneuverability. Suppressor. So suppressor takes a lot of range away. It would not be worth having a suppressor on this gun. Might as well go with that accuracy to try to even out. And that's what I would do. Moving on. Let's see what we got here. Basically the same. I know there's a gun I probably didn't cover. The MP7, which they patched a long time ago. Swore I had that. I swore I had that bought, but okay. Obviously I go with the sight. Blazer. Now I know y'all probably wondering what are the canted RDS or the canted iron sights. This is only really good if you have another attachment for the optics. So say if you have a long range attachment like a infrared or you know, a longer optics, you know, that's more equipped for longer range, or you know, infrared. That's what that's really only good for. But I've had troubles with the canted. It just feels all weird and wrong. So it really depends. Maybe if you get used to it, it might be worth having, especially on like those night for when people are close up and you want to switch. Like this is just for instance, whether an assault rifle, you could have canted iron sights with an optic of infrared, where you can see people, right? That would be a good balance. But remember, that canted sight is just, it's just weird. It's just weird, all right? It's weird. All right, moving on. I think I've already did Enforcer. With the professional, I'm not really big on sniping, guys. I really am not. And I've been trying to get the knockout. Well, I really haven't been trying to get the knockout. That's a lie. But when I used to play this very heavily, I was trying to get the knockout. Now, I'm not really big on sniping, but the Scout Elite is a decent sniper rifle if you don't have a good one. The AMW, haven't really used it, but the damage looks pretty good. The accuracy looks pretty good. Whoa, no suppressor. Magnum rounds is definitely the way to go. Oh, wow, increases effective range and damage against vehicles. But what about people? Straight pullback. I would go with the straight pullback because it allows the shooter to stay in a scope view when recalibrating, allowing for better target following and shot observation. So I think with most guns, that straight pull will be the way to go, because obviously when you need to reload the weapon, you don't have to aim out of the sights. But like I said, I'm not really big with these sniper rifles. So there you go. There you have it. I'm gonna let y'all see my stats real quick to know that I'm a pretty decent hardline player, or Battlefield period. I used to go in hard on Battlefield. Now, like I said, it was a 2.0, but it dropped heavily because I had a controller which my aim kept rising, so I had to compensate for that. And most of the time, I would lose gunfights. But it's still a decent 1.83. Kills per minute 1.29. Wins is a 64.09. And obviously my favorite weapon, or best weapon, is the S858 OSW, which is an Enforcer battle rifle. Love you guys. Hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more Battlefield Hardline videos. And I'm out.